So one thing, if you're into restoring old motorcycles, current motorcycles, or dirty old parts, that I would recommend for anyone is a ultrasonic cleaner. Okay, you fill this thing up with, and I put a mixture in of white vinegar, engine degreaser and water, and you fill it up. It has fill lines at the back here that you can't see because the cage is blocking it, but you fill it up with water and you put your parts in it in a basket just like this, and you can drop your parts in, set the temperature gauge to what you want, anything from 0 to 100 degrees. It'll heat up, and then you can set a manual timer for it to ultrasonically clean your items. I purchased this one because it has a manual 30-minute timer on it, not a digital one. It was cheaper with a manual timer on it. I got this one because I clean stuff during the daytime, and I don't really trust LCD timers and stuff like that, or setting them up. So I just got one with a manual timer, 30 minutes of time. I can sit and listen to it, you know, like in the kitchen, and then turn it on. What I've done today is I've cleaned a load of brake parts. They're piping hot right now, but these were old calipers, but we're absolutely gunked up to hell. And as you can see, you know, they're all thoroughly clean. The boots are good, they've been cleaned. I don't need to replace them. They're all intact, and the calipers, which are piping hot still, you know, I've had all the old pistons and seals taken out of, and they've been cleaned, and they're ready basically to reinstall on your bike and put new pistons in and seals, etc. like that. It's really good for cleaning old nuts and bolts, guys, for DRZs, because what I do is I buy a lot of, and they're all here, stacks and stacks of old OEM nuts and bolts, because you can't get better than old OEM nuts and bolts really, and I stick them in that cleans them of all the grease of everything off of them, and when they come out they look really clean. But another little gadget which I got was what's called a tumbler machine. Okay, I'll video the number of it down here, and this has certain media in it, and you can put anything in it. There's still little bits and bobs there that have been cleaned, and you set it off vibrating, and in a nutshell, your OEM nuts and bolts, after they've been ultrasonically cleaned, get polished by this media inside here. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to drop these items into my tumbler machine, which is really gentle, and it's only a small one is this, so I've got to limit what I put into it, you know, but it'll clean all of these parts up a little bit more by simply vibrating the media around the parts. So we put the lid on like this, and then we seal it down like that, and literally just turn it on. An hour and a half, and what that does is it vibrates away, and the media brushes against the items that are in there, and the media polishes the items that are in there. It doesn't damage anything, it's a very low course of vibration, but the results are absolutely astonishing. So for any sort of motorcycle restorers, I'll turn this off for a second just while I'm doing the video. If you're restoring old parts, get yourselves an ultrasonic cleaner to clean it. It saves you scrubbing it in the wife's kitchen sink and covering it full of oil and stuff like that. You can rig up a hose pipe at the side of it to a drum bucket and drain it and clean it to replace the fluid inside here, and clean it and empty it. But it'll save you a lot of hours and a lot of time in making old parts look like new, for restoration projects which you're doing, and I do quite a lot of these. So obviously the kit and caboodle which I've tried out through time, effort, and I'm trying to recommend the best stuff for you guys out there. You know, let me know what you think in the comments. Thank you, bye bye.